Goodness can be found in encouraging greatness at the Junior Runners Academy in Soweto. Pick n Pay, always there for you.
Yep, often the most debilitating of injuries. Back pain is something that can bring your life to a halt, and it's very difficult to know how to treat it, when to treat it, what is the best possible way. Fransa Katz from Pick n Pay is here to give us the inside track, and Katja Kinski, who is a Pilates instructor, is going to help us build in some exercises to strengthen the back. Now, this really is one of those conundrum injuries. It's something that can happen so easily, yet can have very far-reaching effects.
Absolutely. I think the most important thing is to realize when it's a chronic back condition or when it's just an acute backache. And often the acute backache can be treated, and acute would be when you have backache for less than 3 months. Okay. The minute it goes longer than 3 months, it would be a chronic condition. But most of the time, acute backaches you can treat with medication and just keeping busy with your normal activities. Not a good idea to just go and rest the whole time.
Yeah, you need to actually loosen that body
you
up at a
have
point.
to.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the muscles around, there's a lot of muscles and ligaments around the spinal cord and your whole spine. Lots of nerves as well. And movement helps the nutrients to feed the bone. And if you just lie a day or two maybe, but they recommend that you shouldn't rest for longer the whole time and just stay in bed.
Sure.
You should carry on within the limit of your pain with your normal activity, and that helps to push blood flow to the area and also will prevent the muscles from getting stiff.
Now, of course, this is an area I'm sure you come into contact with a lot. Back injuries. How common are back injuries? It's something that crosses your path a lot?
As a Pilates instructor, I often have to deal with people with back injuries, normally referred to me by medical practitioners. And I do find that majority of the back injuries happen as a result of poor posture or sometimes weak core musculature.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes. Okay. I'll do a test for you later and see how strong you really are, because you're very strong on the outside, but the core muscles are quite difficult to access. And that's what I'm going to help you with. So
we can bring some balance to the system now.
Because as she was saying, if your muscles around the spine, and your stomach muscles as well, if that is strong, it supports the spine.
Absolutely.
I think that's, I used to play in the front row at school and after school, and those injuries that I'd get on the neck would travel their way down my back
nerves,
as all of those muscles, and as you said, the nerves kind of come into effect to try and protect that area. So we've got to hone in on the area, relax that particular muscle. Medication, how do we go about treating this
you
kind
can
of localized
get medication over the counter. You'd get a muscle relaxant that would help to, sometimes it's a muscle spasm when you've just moved the wrong way and the muscle goes into spasm. And then your anti-inflammatories. It does help quite well. It helps with the inflammation. It also stops, it works in the pathway that where the body reacts with inflammation. So it actually stops and lessens it, but also prevents that it gets worse. So it's good to take an anti-inflammatory as well. You also get the creams. I'm sure you've seen the rubs that you can rub on, and it's actually absorbed through the skin, and then you get the patches, and they work very well. Obviously, if you've tried all these over-the-counter medications, and there's no not benefit, what is the word? There's no improvement, that's the word. There's no improvement in 72 hours or 78 hours. You need to go see your doctor, because then there could be something else wrong that they need to check out.
The back, like every other muscle group, it's part of a bigger system. So I love the fact that you mentioned the core there, that when you're looking at treating a back issue, it's about starting at the beginning and building up so you've got a strong system to support a healthy back.
Yes, I believe that it's important to treat all back problems holistically. Sometimes back issues might be related to some emotional issues. Yeah. And also Joseph, Joseph Pilates said a wonderful phrase. It's a founder of Pilates method. If your spine is inflexibly stiff at 30, you're old. And if it's completely flexible at 60, you are young. So I think prevention is probably the most important thing here. And I would strongly recommend to all sportsmen to try Pilates method, because it really deals with a body as a whole, not just with a particular muscle group.
And of course, it's one of those muscles that you can injure picking up your car keys in the wrong way.
Yeah, and as rightly as she was saying, once you've injured muscles around the back area, they actually form scar tissue when it heals. So the next time you injure again, it actually takes longer to heal. So the most important thing would be to keep those muscles strong. As you also said, posture, very important. And that way you're going to prevent hurting the back just picking up your car keys or something like that.
And of course, the real pain in that treatment comes from breaking that scar tissue down.
Yes.
So we want to avoid that. Well, we are going to give you some tips on exactly how you can strengthen your back and give yourself some tools to be able to look after the back before the injury strikes.